When you think of New Orleans, you think of food, but the real flavor of the city is found in its people with their unique personalities that are simply unforgettable. So let's take a look at some of those people who kick up the spice, because they're real New Orleans.
Hi, I'm Chris Owens, here in front of my club on the world-famous Bourbon Street. Now, when it comes to real fun and entertainment, my show's the one to see. So come and join me, because this is real New Orleans.
Hi, I'm Shelley Winters Black, director of the Miss New Orleans pageant. And as you can see, all my girls are beautiful. And together, we're real New Orleans.
Hey, this is Rockin' Dukes, the king of the Zydeco, and I take our music culture around the world, but my heart is only in one place, and that's right here, real New Orleans.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Flowers, and I love New Orleans. You know, this is a place where even locals can be a tourist anytime they want to. That's why we call it real New Orleans.
Hi, I'm Sammy Steele, philanthropist and stylist to the stars. Being a part of the rebirth of New Orleans is what I really love doing most, and it's positively real New Orleans.
Famous faces in New Orleans who are helping to rebuild the city since Hurricane Katrina have included some of Hollywood's big stars. Of particular interest is the local connection that Steven Seagal has with the community since his close friendship began with the late Sheriff Harry Lee. I thought it would be a treat for you to meet him and to hear his story about the city he loves.
It's a pleasure to meet you, and you know, you bring your heart and your talent to this city, and I think I know the story that brought you here, but I'd like you to tell us.
Back and forth as a child, I was in New Orleans a lot in the summers, and I'm a musician. I played music from the time I was a baby, and I can remember one day in probably the 60s, I was walking down the streets of New Orleans when they had a jazz funeral. I remember that second line march just kind of coming down the streets and everybody dancing and twirling the umbrellas and bowing down and stuff. And so from my early childhood, I had kind of developed this feeling that I'm a part of this city and that I have something in me that belongs here. And so I've always loved New Orleans, and I've been down here on music business and family stuff since I was a baby or older, younger and older. And then 25 years ago, so I had the great fortune to meet the late, great Harry Lee, and he had heard about my shooting capabilities and my martial arts, and he knew I had gone to a police academy in Los Angeles and gotten this post 832 course, graduated in that or completed that. And so he brought me on as one of his deputies. And I said, Harry, what you want me to do? And he said, man, go out, patrol with all the guys. You're one of the guys. Get the bad guys and help the good guys. So that's what I've been doing.
And that's what you've done. And you know, you're known as an action hero. I mean, 20 movies, $20 billion in box office receipts. But you came down here to the city and you became an ordinary resident. And you know, you're helping us to fight crime and helping the police department in our city, and we're just so indebted for that. And you know, your heart is as big as your success.
Thank you.
It really is. I know there's a lot of people that come from Hollywood here to New Orleans to try to help with the rebirth, such as Brad Pitt and Sandra Bullock with the schools and Nicolas Cage, you know, but I think, as you've mentioned, you know, it's the ordinary man on the street here. I mean, you're out there, you see who's doing what.
Yeah, you can't fool nobody. You can't fool the streets. You can't fool the people. There's a lot of Hollywood people that say they're here or say they did this and say they did that, but the people who live here know who's really got their heart in the right place. And there are people from the outside that really love New Orleans and have given blood, sweat, and tears to help. And there's those who, you know, maybe it's, you know, some kind of other opportunity, but the long and the short is there have been a tremendous amount of people who have gone above and beyond in every way they can to get our city back, you know, and help in any way they can.
You have a lot of pets, and I'm sure they miss you when you're gone, because I know you do a lot of traveling. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about those furry friends of yours.
Well, I have a couple of shepherds and a Malinois, and have been here with me every day, and I'm going on a little trip in the next couple of days, so I put them in for training, and they'll be back as soon as I get back. And can't live without our, you know, our four-legged friends, and I'm also a bird lover, any kind of animal lover, you know, I love animals.
Steve, New Orleans is real excited about the new television series called Lawman. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, a handful of folks came to me a couple years ago saying, you know, it'd be really nice to film what you do as a police officer in Jefferson Parish because it would really help post-Katrina New Orleans, Metro New Orleans, help awareness, help, you know, bring money in, help the infrastructure. And because I felt that it could do all of those positive things, I agreed to do it. And A&E set up a deal with us, and they've been kind enough to set up this whole show, filming us going out there getting the bad guys and helping the community.
Right, and it's real life. There's no stunt doubles.
Ooh.
I mean, you do it all, you know.
It's, you know, one false move, you could be dead.
Do people recognize you when you go out, and do they ask you for your autograph and that kind of thing, or?
That kind of thing does happen, but I find on the real high-risk warrants and the dangerous stuff, there's nobody that has time to recognize anybody. They're too busy getting thrown on the ground and cuffed and taken away. So, you know, there's social stuff, there's easy stuff, and there's hard stuff. And in the hard stuff, I don't find that happening.
Right. Another side of you is your music, and this month is Jazz Fest, and I know that you're an accomplished musician on the guitar. You even have 2 CDs out. Tell us a little bit about the CDs.
Well, the first CD I decided to kind of not really thumb my nose at, you know, traditional, you know, kind of music gurus. They would always say, make your record one thing. But because I'd lived so much all over the world, I wanted to put some world music in there, put some Indian stuff, put some Arabic stuff, put some blues, put some little bit of everything, some pop, you know. So I did that just for fun, and then the last album was really me, which is blues, and I had all of the Muddy Waters band, all of Muddy's band, and, you know, Hubert Sumlin, and Wolf's people, and you know, most of the last of the great blues legends, from Coco Taylor to Ruth Brown, Robert Lockwood Jr., Homesick James, just a lot of the last of the great blues legends. They all came and played that record with me. It was an honor to be with them, and most of them have since passed, but yeah, it's a fun blues album.
I want to thank you for meeting with us here today, and I want to thank you for what you're doing for our city, Stephen. And I also want to say that I'll be watching Lawman, and I want to say thank you for everything you do for New Orleans, because you're real New Orleans.
Thank you, baby.
Well, it looks like we've come to the end of another show, and I sure hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoy April in New Orleans, from French Quarter Fest to Jazz Fest and everything in between, because New Orleans is a city that never sleeps and the party that never ends. Till next Sunday, see you, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.